stop it.
This isn't a robbery. Hands in the sky if you got a dream. Learn nothing was blocking me. I was the problem, the only one stopping me. I didn't like it, I had to refocus. Now I'm devoted, I know where I'm going. Controlling emotions, I'm owning the moment. In order to get it, see, you gotta want it. This type of flow make a living break. Confessions over these 808s. Don't sleep on the key, better stay away. I mean, for heaven's sake, I'ma be the best. Came from the endless, playing with the games, bitch with the chest. Be beating on my chest, trying to get my rest. Watch me while I flex. Every win is a blessing, and every L is a lesson. So when I run into rejection, I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances of quitting are likely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted, exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it. Quitting was never an option. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it.
Kiselek, thank you so much for coming to the interview. A very important match ahead of you, because if you win, you qualify to the LAN. How do you feel, and how important is to win this match? Because then you can go straight to Barcelona without anything in your head.
I think it's good. It's just like the job. I was playing once, like in this place where is the LAN, so we are feeling like very comfy right now. We are in very good shape as well. Like, so we are just waiting for the opponents, and we are fighting. And I wish to 0. 2-0.
But also you are risking a lot of points. So is that a burden? Is that some point to be nervous about? Because when you lose on these tournaments, it hurts you more.
No, we are not looking for the points. I will say right now we are just secure the major spots, so we are fine. We have as well like the very good like the events we like in front of us, so we are not scared. We are ready for that. So it is what it is. We are just practicing our stuff.
I know you haven't been so long in Sinners as Bistik is, but he said that he is the happiest he ever been in a team, that you really clicked together and the atmosphere is great. How do you feel about your team, your teammates, and the current atmosphere in the team?
I totally agree with the Seba. Like we are friends on server and outside the server. It's very good for me. Like I'm feeling very comfy. If I have like any like problem, I can just type to them, and everyone is like helpful so hard. So I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy to play like that in this team.
Great to hear that. Also today you're playing Sashi as your opponent. How do you feel about them? Is there anything you're afraid of coming out of them?
I'm afraid we're gonna shooting good, because I'm not afraid. I was joking. I was searching for something, but I'm not scared.
Great to hear that as well. All right, thank you so much for the interview, and good luck in today's match.
Thank you, dziękuję moc.
Kunan, coach of Sashi Esports, thank you so much for coming to the interview. You are off to a great start, 2-0 right now. How do you feel in this tournament, and did you have any obstacles in your last matches?
I feel good, actually. We haven't played that much online in 2026, so overall the first 2 games have been pretty easy for us. The game against Fnatic was just according to the game plan, and the Polish guys was just like a game at us too, and it went our way as well. So we have played pretty good so far.
So right now there is not much other tournaments going on for you, and you are focusing solely on Conquest of Prague?
Yeah, for sure. Siphon is back on the team, so we have started to practice a lot to get used to everything again, get into the playstyle we want to play. So right now we use a lot of time on practice, so we can be ready for the upcoming events in the summer.
So what is coming up for you, and how crazy will be the schedule in summer? Do you already know, or you're just waiting for the tournaments to come?
Right now we're just waiting for the tournaments to come. I hope we can qualify for this tournament, and then we're going to play some of the parking events here in Denmark as well. So right now we just want to practice a lot. We want to play some of the open qualifiers coming up with the state qualifier and stuff like that. So right now we just practice, and we try to play some online tournaments before we go back to LAN again.
Currently, you've got 3 chances to qualify, but your first obstacle is maybe the biggest favorite of this tournament, home team as well, Sinners. What do you know about the current Sinners team, and how do you feel about their strengths?
They look really, really good. I need to be honest about that, and I'm proud of them that they finally made the major B-Stick and Shock. So congrats to them, but now they are back online as well, and it's a hard thing to play sometimes when you have finally qualified for something big. But they are a good team, and they played some really, really good CS to qualify for the major. So I think it's going to be a really, really tough game because they also have a lot of confidence right now.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for the interview, and good luck in today's match.
Thank you.
Nový
nový Straight Wild Beat. Zažij divokou jízdu. Zažij to napětí. Zažij ten beat. Zažij Wild Beat. Novou vůni od Straight.
Tipsport je tady i pro tebe, Chameleone X, který dokážeš bez mrknutí oka sledovat současně 6 hokejů, 3 fotbaly, 1 tenis, MMA, košandu, šipky a párek, co ti právě žere bez. Nejvíc exkluzivních streamů na jednom místě. Tipsport, největší komunita sázkařů.
One click is the difference between winning or watching. And this is the fastest click in the world. Powered by revolutionary hits technology. With custom actuation, rapid trigger reset, and click intensity. Tuned to your competitive play. We didn't just evolve the click. We reinvented it. Pro X2 Super Strike.
Tati, už jsem to vymyslel. Nemusíme tady mrznout, už vím, jak můžeme letat.
No to půjde těžko bez křídel.
Máš pravdu, ale proto tady mám Red Bull. A ten nám dá křídla. Stačí, když se napijeme.
Aha, a jak asi?
Ale tati, prostě se napij. Počkat. A co to je?
Co to je? 40 pod nulou to je. Nebo jsi smyslel, že tady zůstáváme jen tak pro zábavu?
Red Bull vám dává křídla, ale jen když ho piješ.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back with yet another day of Tipsport Conquest of Prague. And after a year, I am back here with Storm. So, hello, Storm, or as we are in a Czech tournament, dobrý den.
Dobrý den, hello guys. Of course, welcome, even from myself, to today's program, because today is the first day of BO3, so that's a huge plus for all of you, because I think BO3s are the preferable competitive touch when it comes to these tournaments, and BO1s are therefore in the history. Thank God for a lot of us. Anyways, today's first match is going to be a banger for Czechoslovakian fans, because it's Sinners team that's kicking off today's program.
Yeah, and against them, it's Sashi, so team who's here
Oh, yeah.
for the second time. Last time they went out with 2 to 3 records, so they didn't join the play-in games last year. Well, now they can, in theory, end the same way, but hopefully for them not. They are off to a good start, and we can take a look at the bracket actually. Here we can see the matchup between Sinners and Sashi in the 2-0 bracket. On the other hand, a later matchup, Tricked versus Johnny Speeds on the other side, on the opposite side of the bracket of the Swiss stage. So we'll have a taste from both of the qualities, let's say.
And honestly, it's quite surprising, maybe baffling, that it's Tricked Esports and Johnny Speeds that are essentially on the brink of elimination in this tournament, because both of them were, when it comes to the paper, they were one of the favorites to actually go through. They can still do it, of course, but it's going to have to be some sort of a reverse sweep from them, because it's a 0-2 bracket. So as you just said, it's a taste of both worlds. So I think in general, all the viewers here that are actually maybe not fans of all those teams can actually enjoy high stakes CS, because all of the teams today are playing for something. In case of Sinners and Sashi, of course, it's the premium spot on LAN, straight to LAN. Of course, if you win 3 in a row, only 2 teams get to have this chance, and these 2 teams actually do. So if you lose, you're not out of the tournament, but you're going to have to struggle probably through play-in to get to Prague. And on the other hand, Tricked Esports and Johnny Speeds, I mean, man, it's going to sting for the guys that actually don't make it, because these teams were definitely one of the favorites to get through.
Well, I'm looking currently at the VRS seeding, and Sinners are, of course, the team number 1 there. And on the other hand, Sashi are the 12th through the VRS points who got in this tournament. They were actually the last qualified, not the qualified team, but the selected team through the VRS seeding. On the other hand, Unity, Young Ninjas, Qual4, and Clutch went through the qualifications. Here we can take a look at the players. Sinners, the home team with Beastic, Kisrek, Shockmodo, and Stressarn. It's the first year for Sinners that they've opted for the international roster. In the history, of course, it was solely the Czech or Czechoslovakian team. But right now, they've got 3 European players, so they've lost, unfortunately for them, the Czechoslovakian status, and for example, they can't play the Czech Championship in this particular roster, but well, we will see how will this organization evolve in the future, and maybe they'll come back, who knows. On the other hand, here is the Danish powerhouse, Kabi, Mr. Becky, Acor, and Zyphon. So 5 players only from Denmark, and it's one of the teams who are fully from one nation. And I was actually surprised how many teams there are with players from one nation.
There's actually 10 out of 16 teams that qualified for this tournament that have a one nation roster, which is in today's CS world rarity indeed. But we're going to have to put this discussion to rest for a bit, because there's a veto process right now going on. And honestly, I'm not going to expect any surprises from both of those teams. They're going to incline to something they're strong at. So hopefully we'll get a serious matchup. Oh, from Sashi, it's Nuke, actually, one of their better maps when it comes to win rate, with Inferno as well, 65% on 17 maps. Sinners for Dust 2, that can be a bit shaky, but I think it's going to be some sort of an anti-strat on their part. And Ancient as a decider. I got to say, what a better theater for the potential decider than Ancient. I think that's one of the better maps for the third map, actually.
Yeah, just to maybe not counter-threading, but counter-picking, because Sashi went for minus Mirage as their first pick. And the reason is simple. They have 11 maps and only 18% of win rate on there. Whereas Sinners, they played Mirage for 17 times and have success rate of 71%. So reasonable ban. On the other hand, Sashi went for a little bit risk with that Dust 2. They've played for 5 times. On the other hand, 60% win rate still good enough, but Sinners are, of course, a favorite team in this matchup. 1.32 odds on them, and the odds for under 2.5 maps aren't that bad as well.
Yeah, honestly, if I were you and you were actually 18 plus to bet on this one, I would go for it because I think that there's a possibility that one of the teams, and especially Sinners, given that they're favorites, is going to take this 2-0. And given the state of the veto, I think it's a reasonable chance. Reasonable chance for you, and of course, a reasonable chance for us to watch something magical tonight. Sinners in an epic form, I gotta say, in the last few months, especially coming off from the qualification to major, a huge thing for the organization. 6 years in making different rosters, but finally they made it, and they were so close to actually being left out again. It was almost a heartbreak story, I think, for the 4th time. But they managed to do it with the help of Big. What a big moment for them. On the other hand, Sashi, of course, as you just said, Danish powerhouse, a team that at least when it comes to last year in all of the online tournaments and LAN tournaments as well, was doing a lot of, I would say, trouble for Czechoslovakian teams. Usually they lost against them in different stages of different tournaments. And when you look at HLTV, actually, these two teams played 2 matches in the last year, and Sashi were the winners in both times. But of course, that's the history. Today might be a different story. And as Handan said, yeah, he was watching Sinners. He was praising them for how actually well they played in the last few months, about how they qualified for the major. And he said something important, that even if you do qualify for something for the first time, usually it's the high stress and it's the situation that you're put in on the big stage that you actually don't perform that well. But we're going to have to see, and we're going to have to see how Sinners and Sashi both actually perform on the server today, because the stakes are high. As we said, this is a match where one of those teams goes straight to LAN to Prague. And for Sinners, there's a lot at stake, because this is their home turf. This is the defenders of Prague, of course, and this is the first team when it comes to ranking in this tournament. So they have something to fight for.
Well, last year, another home team, Dynamite Lotto, was really close to qualify.
Extremely close, yeah.
At the end of the day, they didn't success. So with this year, 2 teams currently in a Swiss stage from this particular region, they can still fight for the LAN attendance. We are looking at some of the webcams. We saw Kiserek's minibar on his floor, some drinks he's got ready for this matchup. And yeah, beautiful, with even a cup on the floor. 3 different drinks, so Kiserek will be hydrated definitely for this matchup. And it's only up to him and his teammates and opponents, of course, on the other side, for how long will they fight on the server. Really interesting is, of course, the VRS forecast for this match. It's not 100% sure that it will end this way, but if Sinners win, they'll get +7 VRS points. But if Sashi wins, they will get +24 points, which is, of course, a pretty interesting sum of the points they can collect. It would move them towards the 60th position in the ranking. So Sashi are definitely looking to beat the odds and to maybe go for 3-0. I've already mentioned their last year's finish when they ended in the Swiss stage with 2-3 record. But it was totally different story. Last year they lost their first BO1 here and the 3rd one as well. So they've lost against Passion UA and Navi Junior. And their only wins came against the 9 and Nexus. So now they have their BO1s in pocket. We'll see how well they fight on the BO3 series. Of course, you've mentioned that for some of the people, it's finally end of the BO1s, but I still believe that the BO1s are somehow showing the truth of the CS, of maybe the psychic wars of this game.
Yeah, of course. As you mentioned, the VRS gains or losses for both teams, as I said, it's a high-stakes situation, even when it comes to ranking. And of course, it's always going to be a game where the favorite has so much to lose. But Sinners, as Kiserek said, actually, in the interview with Daf Coney, he said that they are not constrained by any stress whatsoever. They already qualify for the majors, so they are pretty much enjoying themselves, trying out new things, and of course not exposing too much of their tactics ahead of IM Atlanta, where they actually qualified as well last minute thanks to visa issues of the team that didn't actually manage to get through when it comes to the visa issues. But there's a lot to play for, and of course this might be the perfect stage to actually practice against quite a lot of good teams. Not necessarily teams on the level that they will meet at Major, or at least not on IM Atlanta. But let's put this conversation aside for a bit, because as it seems, we will be starting today's program. Sinners versus Sashi, Nuke Chitter Creek awaits, and Sinners on the CT side are gonna defend this first map.
Well, first time in a BO3 series for this tournament. Beastic is in the first fight. He is able to find Zyphon's head, and Modo comes against Mr. 5v3 for Sinners. Another longer range duel one for this Macedonian. And it's currently Sabi and Becky against the world.
But the backstab. Bite the backstab. I think we can see someone going up the ladder. Yeah, that's true. And Becky has to go off from the silo, and Kiserek is wise to actually fall back. He had no support there whatsoever. But this duel might actually tell us what's to come next in the first round. And what's next for Becky is death. That's pretty much imminent. It's 5v1. And Sinners played out their hand quite well. Becky, of course, takes the first kill, but the information is right now on the Sinners side. 4v1. And honestly, I cannot fathom that the Sinners is going to lose this. And of course not. It's Tressern who actually puts Becky to rest as well as this round. And it's 1-0 for Sinners.
Yeah, pretty chill pistol round for them. Some of the opening kills were pretty fast, and there was no chance for Sashi to success on the outside. Modo, despite a dink in his head, he was still able to find that one, and the final one from Stressaren. So, well, eco for round 2 for Sashi. I think they'll wait for a bit to let Sinners use some of the utilities to make at least some kind of economical damage. Well, of course, it's rush ramp, why not?
Yeah, what a
with
cross.
Glocks, but no a chance against Modo with Gesserek. Clean and easy round for Sinners as the score jumps to 2-0 for them. But we are looking for a buy round from Sashi right now.
But we're definitely not looking straight at Stressern because, of course, his webcam is of, I would say, inconsequential quality. All the pixels that needed to be hit, though, are not on the webcam, but on the server. And Sinners, of course, taking the lead 2-0, as you just said. Clean and easy from their side. And we know that for Sinners, even in this iteration of a roster, sometimes conversion after winning pistols is the hardest thing to do. But now it's the third round. Let's get back to the server. And of course, Sashi with the full buy in their hands. Saker, of course, on SMG. But still, this could qualify as a competitive buy from their side. And the Danish team are looking for their first on the scoreboard. But they gotta find some kills.
In the first round, I've mistaken the Romanian Modo for Macedonian Stressarn. I just found out about this mistake, but well, here is the Romanian guy with Molly in his hand. He will be able to disallow Mr. from this position, but Becky here with a headshot against Stressarn. Zyphon with double kill, and Mr. follows against Beastic. Shock on 8 HP, won't stand a chance. And this is the story how Sashi will get to their thirst point. We'll see Shock running away. Maybe the life will be in his hands, but Becky says no. And the one is hence confirmed before the bomb explosion on the A-bomb side. But really cool round from Sashi. And especially the kills in the after plant. It's hard to retake when you have that many T's alive. And Becky together with Zyphon showed us the strong setup they had. So here comes the fourth round, and Sinners with a forced buy for it. 4 M4s, 1 MP9 on Stressarn against 5 ready and reloaded AKs.
But not so many utilities, so of course Sinners are gonna be tracking for the kills without the help of nades. Not so many of them left anyways. We stick in the garage, looking for some fixer-uppers on the outside, but of course Sashi are going down through the secrets towards B, and Kisarek is aware that someone, of course, is gonna probably scout towards his position. So he takes the high ground. Shock without information. Still 1 minute. But the whole force of Sashi already in the vicinity of the B site. And there's a great flank from one of the guys outside. And it's up for Kisarek, the Polish player. That's gonna hold his ground, but 1 kill might not be enough. And Beastik already on ramp. Hopefully for Sinners, he's gonna be able to find the kill, but no! Becky, actually it was Zyphon, who was the one that actually made him hit the deck. And again, this looks like a round for Sashi. What a round.
Well, more likely the duel lost by Beastik.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'll see something like that, but well, good job, Zyphon. And he stays alive with 2 HPs left. Becky on the outside, still fighting with Stressarn. Game of timing. Well, Mister was there as well, killing Stressarn. Moto here only on the exit kills. And that's not enough for Sinners to gain the success, as the score is now drawn 2-2.
Yeah,
and well, Sashi, they've showed us they can take the A side, they can take the B side. Sinners definitely have to pay the attention, and maybe that's why they are discussing the current rounds in their first tactical pause.
What a unique view. I gotta give kudos to the observer for the craftsmanship when it comes to camera and the breaks. Anyways, you can look at the players. Shock obviously has a lot to say, as the rest of the team, and especially Beastik as the in-game leader of this team. Kisarek with another wide angle of his camera. But of course, 2-2. So everything is level again, with the exception of the economical capabilities of the Sinners team. They are effectively reset. Not even lost bonus is going to help them right now, and there's not going to be too much to be bought for in this round. Too much to be fought for. They're going to hope that their quantity actually outweighs the quality on the side of Sashi. But the Danish team is going to use their utilities. Is going to probably use the angles and the better guns to get the advantage in the duels. And for them, it's essential to convert the previous round to another one.
Oh, there is an information on Zyphon. He will decide for a nade, but Beastik fast enough to escape from this Earthful Apple. Modo on the lower part of the map, only good for 1. That's definitely not enough from the only primary weapon on the Sinner side. And okay, well, it is 4v4, but now Sinners are only on the full eco. The only rifler is that. Becky with an easy kill against Stressarn. Shock's in an interesting position, but I think Sashi will clear it. Sabi is the man who will do the job. And Kisarek together with Beastik, just the formalities from the Sashi side. And we are just waiting for the bomb explosion or for the death of Beastik. And Sashi will take a lead on the D side.
What's actually interesting that within these 5 rounds that are actually played out or will be played out after the bomb explodes is that Sinners had all the entry kills in each of those rounds, and they only have 2 out of the 5. Of course, in this round there was not much to go by when it comes to the buy. There were only pistols, some damage of course, and AK. That's to be left to the next round probably. Beastie holds on to it. It looks like there might actually be a fight here, and Beastic wins this one. And AK is practical rewards towards the next round, of course. A lot of long-range duels on Shadow Creek. And we can see in the replay, first kill of Moto. Too bad for him that it wasn't actually 2 or more. If it was, there was something more to go by for Sinners. But that didn't happen. So it's 3-2 for Danish team. Sashi wins. And now it's full buy on both sides again.
AVP for Moto. We'll see what he's up to. But here comes Gisrek. Kill onto Sabi will open the round. And Siphon got a hit as well. So Gisrek should know that one more player is close. Still no help for him. The Polish man with the weirdest sitting posture I've ever seen is able to escape from his enemies. What about Beastic? Mr. is already in main. This will be about timing. Beastic is spotted, but will success. And Sinners are in 5v3. Gisrek downstairs together with Modo, I believe. He's the man who has to shut these 3 opponents.
That's actually a great setup because you have an AVP there and M4 as well at close range. There's only Pixels peeking. Gisrek is able to get one, but his teammate so far has not found any effect. Oh my god. What a shot. 30 HP. I think it was a lecture, right? Gotta be.
It was through the glass, so the glass is making some difference as well. Well, weird shot from A-Core, but successful one. What about next shots? He has to follow up. This is kill, but refract instantly by Beastic. As Becky is playing 1v3, he isn't able to find a single one, and Sinners are onto their 3rd point as well.
Perfectly played out retake. Of course, Moto missed the shot there, but there were already players in position to make the trade, so that was the importance. And the bait from the single doors, yeah, it was a good play. Yeah, they managed to actually bait out the last remaining player in his position, and of course, then it was a piece of cake for the rest of the players. But Sashi managed to actually plant the bomb on the B side, which of course gives them some additional money to play with in the 7th round. But again, we are level. So far it seems that we might actually have a really good game on our hands, if we are to judge by the start of the first map. But Shock definitely starts the 7th round on the right notes for the Sinners team, and Moto doesn't miss this one. It's 5v3, and the attack for Sashi actually falls apart quite quickly.
A-Core with the boost from the red box is able to make it at least a little bit more playable for his team. Sashi currently sitting still and 3 people alive, as A-Core is staying on lurk, as well as Mr. I don't really know what they are up to in this round. Tsabi the only man on the bottom part of the nuke. Now Sinners know about him, thanks to the molly that came towards the singles. As Gabi is going slowly towards double doors and maybe inside a ventilation shaft. As Mr. is sneaking towards the heaven. But Gisrek should be ready for this.
Yeah, that's enough
with a
angle.
slot of angle, and Mr. won't check it, of course. That was a cheeky one from Gisrek. 4v2 with 30 seconds on the clocks.
And Shock is gonna be seeking it quite a bit closer to death for the last remaining player. The bomb plan is there, so KB, I think, pulled through for their team. Oh, that was a nice headshot. But the second one won't follow through. 3 remaining players for Sinners, which means an economic advantage to the next rounds. Some chance to build the economy. But Sashi is still clinging to the plan, still clinging to at least some finances to recover from, and of course the lost bonus, which is probably going to mean that there's going to be some sort of a buy for them. I would maybe expect some sort of a timeout in a round or two if things go this way further on, but we're going to see. For some hydration from Beastic, I recommend to all of you to do the same while we wait and actually watch back what happened in the previous rounds. A domination when it comes to retakes. That's what's going on for Sinners in the last few rounds.
Odo already zoomed on the ramp. Ready for Sashi players to arrive, but they are opting for the different position. Currently, Mr. is on outside. Spray from Beastic won't find his success, and here dies the Kisarek. Mr. is able to find his headshot. And here comes another one against Shock. Okay, I'm starting...
oh, what a miss.
Getting nervous. Here comes the mess from Odo. Not good information from Sinner's side.
Yeah, he moved at the last possible second. There was no counter-strafe. Of course, he had to miss, but unfortunate for Sinners. But Sashi has hope for this round. 4v3. A lot of time to play with. We can see that the Danish team actually weighs their options. They're gonna push through. But look at the buy. There's only one primary gun, and this is gonna be a bloodbath. But bloodbath on both sides. Kibi and Aker actually both get a kill. So Moto is all alone with an AVP.
Well, suddenly 2v1 and no chance for him. What a Sinner's round to lose.
What a way to put it. That's true. Yeah, I agree.
Well, nice kills from their Tech 9s. Sashi went for the aggressive plays, and it went their way. Mr. with 6 kills. With that M4, he was able to get thanks to the kill on Kisarek. And that's why the score is suddenly 4-4.
That's actually insane that within these 8 rounds, there was not a single open frag on Sashi's side. And mind you, they are the attacking side. Cursa is going to be influenced by some of the rounds. But yeah, the first one, of course. The caster says something, and so the next moment, it's all up on their heads. 4v5. So she has a lot of time and space to play with. Crucial kill indeed.
Ecor chilling on the roof. Sunbathing, because why not on Cheddar Creek? The weather is still good. Shock on the op is able to kill Zyphon. And he's showing that the position of the secondary op is not on him, as some kind of coin flip.
What an angle.
Another one against Sabi. And Shock needs to add more. No scope against Akor up close, but Becky is able to finally take the refrag. Still, however, 3v2 situation for Sinners. Mr. is slowly getting into the main, but won't get a single hit. That's why it's still 2v3 and playable situation for Sashi.
Yeah, but Becky has the prime position. If he does not fall down here, there's a potential for lineup. Not anymore, though. It's the first kill. I'm not sure if he's gonna expect Kisarek. It depends on the timing. Not the second one. Actually, was Dresden. Sorry. And the second kill from the Macedonian player, and that's a round for Sinners. So even though they lost the first open frag to their opponents, they didn't lose the rounds. And we still continue with the pattern when it comes to winning rounds. It's always either Sinners and Sashi only getting one, then the other team That's of course an economical suicide for the CT side, but Cinders still managed to scrape by and actually get those kills, get those rounds. The question is it gonna be enough? Needless to say, this is a pick of Sashi, one of their strongest. So this is their map to lose.
Once again, Modo on ramp with his orb, waiting for opponents to come close. He already spotted Sabi and is able to delete him. Xiphon stays alive, but he needs to use the flash to escape. Only the shot baited from Sashi on Modo. But they are still only 4 players alive on Sashi's side. They need to find some refrag. They need to go together and utilize the ability to outsource the CTs on each other side. Presarn waiting for his enemies behind the nuclear silos, waiting for Xiphon to show himself. But it's Mr. already downstairs. His lurks are pretty inconvenient, but Keserek is ready just for that. Stressarno will be able to kill Xiphon, okay. And Aker together with Becky suddenly in 2v5 situation. And this is safe, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like it's, even from the movements of the players. Of course, it's 2v5 with not a lot of time to spare. From the Danish point of view, it makes perfect sense. These are definitely guns you want to keep towards the next round and try your luck better at the 11th round. But Sinners are gonna break the pattern. They're gonna go up 2 rounds. Apart from their opponents, it's gonna be 6-4. As we are closing towards the end of the first half, we have a team that's emerging to win it. And it's Sinners. Stressarn is gonna do some bit of a mild stretching before what's to come. But well played, especially by Modo, that he didn't get baited, and Keserek with the focus at the right time. And then it all fell apart. Unfortunate for Sashi, it looked like they might get the upper hands in the first half, but right now they're only fighting for 6-6 scoreline.
Jump spot, and the position of player is now known to Sashi. Modo comes with instant reposition under heaven, and on the outside it will be only Shock with his MP9. Well, that's a welcome gift to go towards the secret. Shoko and Keserek, however, will find the kills. Oh, a close one.
So close.
For Akor, he didn't even shot.
It looked like a misclick, maybe missed timing. Doesn't matter though, the end result is the same. And that's not a kill for Sashi, a kill that they were clinging to, because right now it's 4v3 and not a lot to go by, especially when it comes to the space on the map. Not really taking a lot of map control from them. What a nice crossfire from under the ladder, and of course from the CD spawn, and Kapi is out for blood, exploring. And Keserek is ready for this. He's not gonna be surprised. The question is he gonna lose this duel? Looks like he might actually do it, because there's Xiphon. And Sashi get a fighting chance thanks to this kill.
Ooh. Close one against Modo, who stays alive only with 52 HPs. But still a good sum of health points for an all player. Xiphon, however, will be able to find Shock, and suddenly Stressarn must be the king of the A side. He's not. He only is good for a 1 kill, and Modo has to come with helping hand. Akor stays in a 1v1 situation. He's sticking the bomb. And now it's a retake for Modo. Clash of the all players. Akor is already in the A main, and that's a hard position for his Romanian opponent. Akor should win this one. I can't believe Modo will check this position. No, he will not. And here is 5th point for Sashi Esport.
That was a great position, a great post-plan position from the Danish player to actually get himself in, and of course there was a lot of angles to check for Moto. Unfortunate situation for the player in service of Sinners, but I gotta give it to Sashi, man. It didn't look great in this round, but they still managed to pull through. Nice trades. And again, what a position from Acor. 6-5. Last round of the first half. And a first tactical pause that we can actually see. And it comes from Sashi. Makes perfect sense.
Well, they are getting ready what to cook for the last round of the half.
Is it gonna taste well? That's the question, though.
Well, we'll see. It's up for a surprise, and now the question will be answered. Round 12 of the first half between Sinners and Sashi. As both sides have their almost full buys. Mr. on the Galil and Beastic on FAMAS. So maybe we'll see some fights between these two guns. But it's Acor who is trying to find the first kill of the round on the outside. But still nothing on the yard for Sashi or Sinners. Still not a single bullet fired as Mr. and Zyphon are slowly getting towards Secret. Modo here ready. He's ready for everything. He's ready for this peak, and Mr. is dead. 5v4 for Sinners. Zyphon is looking for a refrag, but Modo repositioned, so not a easy task for Zyphon, who's already accompanied by Kabi. That's a hard angle for riflers, and Modo once again will show the advantage of Orb.
You actually pretty much can't do anything. Modo always gonna have the first shot at his disposal. And he takes care of 3 players already. And again, another kill and 7-5 scoreline. Let's see what's next in the second half after a short break.
One click is the difference between winning or watching. And this is the fastest click in the world. Powered by revolutionary hits technology. With custom actuation, rapid trigger reset, and click intensity. Tuned to your competitive play. We didn't just evolve the click. We reinvented it. Pro X2 Super Strike.
7-5 to Sinners. That was the result of the first half, as Modo was able to close that one out for Sinners. Well, the match is still not decided, as well as the first map, because Sashi on their own map pick are currently getting on their better side. And of course, on Nuke, it's the CT side.
Yeah, it's a chance to bring the spark alive again. Zyphon with the dualies on top of the hut, waiting for his opportunity. Of course, he's gonna see them first, given that the shadow is gonna be there. That's the first hint that someone's gonna come through to A side. And as we can see, Sinners are actually grouping up right there, but Chuck takes the first kill. Zyphon hits the deck, and there's Chuck again, and he saw where Acor is, and he tries out his luck. Unsuccessfully this time, but that's a lot of information. The first kill on the CT side as well, and Cabby is hungry. He doesn't want to take his eyes off the prize. Of course, the prize is the fusel of the bomb. And that's a difficult position for Shock. Moto, the last one alive. He has the USP, but 3 opponents to kill, and that's too much to handle. Nah, there's no chance. This is a round for Sashi. A well-executed retake in the first round. Actually, pistol round, not the first round. And it's 6-7. And this... Oh, I said it. I'm so sorry.
Exactly. It is.
But that's unfortunate for me, but of course unfortunate for the Sinner side as well. He managed to plant the bomb, but the rest... Yeah, was not well played by the side.
Good job for Sashi. Important round, definitely, for CT side to start the half with better economics. But still, 3 Gillials on the Sinner's side. Still a huge chance to find a success, but what an aggression from Sashi. Now they know everything. Now they know that anyone is not in lobby, and that's why they will fight for outside. They will fight for yard, where the majority of Sinners is expected.
Oh,
Crazy
so
spray
close.
and dink on Gisrek. Only 18 HP left. As Acor is on the good position against Shock. Will find the first kill of this round, and Becky comes instantly with second one. Acor up close already for Gisrek or Stressarn's pop, as Moto is dead as well. And this should be an easy round for Sashi. Well, little problems, but Stressaren should find only one player. Maybe low HP on Acor will cause his death. But I don't think Sinners will be able to turn this one around. Sashi should clear it and secure the 7th point.
Yeah, the problem is the bomb, of course, because it's not on the side or in the back of one of the guys. But actually, Stratton actually has it now. Gisrek takes the kill. Mr. trades it, but Gisrek does not have an HP left on his health bar, and of course, this had to go Sashi way. But the trouble was a bit more than I was expecting, given how the earlier round was being played out on the outside, as Sashi had perfect control, and honestly, Sinners didn't have a lot to play with, because they only had 3 smokes, and they all were used outside. And after that, there was no map control, there was nothing to them, and this simply had to end this way. Though it's 7-7, Sinners without a proper buy, as the economy dictates. And you can look at the odds. Of course, waiting heavily, or not heavily, but towards Sashi right now, because they're on the preferred side. On their own map pick, 7-7 is the scoreline. And Becky is probably on the hunt, up close and personal, with his SMG.
Yeah, and the choice of gun is really good for him. Becky will only wait for his opponents, and then the farm will start. Acor on the long range. However, his M4A1S is good enough for it, but not for Stressarn, who is able to clear a ramp for Sinners.
And this
double kill
everything.
from his deagle and crispy aim, which results in 4v3 situation in favor of Sinners. But still 1 man alive on the bottom bomb side. Still a trouble for Sinners. Is in theory possible, Mr. Waiting on hot. 40 seconds on clocks.
Yeah, the time is ticking out, and Beastique is definitely aware of this situation. But so it's 4v3, but look at the guns. Look at the map control, and Sinners only have 1 card to play, and it's gonna be the B card to actually play out. And what a wise choice when it comes to the position of all the players on Sashi's side. 12 seconds. The bomb plan has to come rather sooner than later. It's definitely gonna come 4v3, so it's gonna be a retake situation. On the Danish side, there is a kit, so there's a time and the gun advantage, but Beastie with the prime position, prime angle. He's gonna try and get the kill, but Zyphon is the one. Oh, what a shot by Shock. Zyphon all alone, but Stressor, that's actually gonna be a kill. And that's actually gonna be a round. And Stressern, of course, is gonna be all smiles because this is a very important round in context of this first map. And Zyphon is not gonna be happy with how this played out. Definitely not.
Let's take a look at it. Crazy shots. The second one up close. And Zyphon, who was causing trouble, shot down as well. 7-8. If we take a look at a score from the Sashi's POV, who are currently sitting only on 2 better pistols. Deagle 5-7. That's all they've bought for this round. Of course, with an HE on A-core, but I don't think that will be a huge difference maker. Who knows? Sinners are enough playing onto silo. They are stacking slowly towards lobby. Well, maybe now Modo will take his chance on the roof. But a slower round from Sinners. They are waiting. What are Sashi up to? A-core only shooting through the smoke. Honestly. Big difference between this matchup and, for example, yesterday's final between Vitality and Spirit, where there was instant fight through this very smoke towards the main. Now only A-core was man spraying through, but the result of this round was easy, I think, to predict, thanks to the buy on the CT side. Maybe Kabi could take 1 kill, but he's not showing himself, and that's why Beastic will be able to escape.
Honestly, not surprised that he's not showing himself. He definitely hurt more than 2 pair of boots stepping there. So Mr. tried to cross it, but there are definitely, I would say, some kills, but it's only 1. 9-7, and as you just said, it's not a clean and easy round by any means, but it's a round that Sinners had to win. The odds were ever in their favor, and they managed to pull through, so that's important for them and their fans. 9-7, 4 rounds. They managed to win 4 rounds and string them together. They are definitely on the second map as the winners of the mapping of their enemies for today. And for those of you who actually came right now, this is a match for a spot on LAN, and this is a shot from Modo to Aker, and of course an AVP down. That's a bummer for the hopes of Sashi in the 17th round. Are probably gonna be picked up by Cabby, not sure. Still weighing his options, waiting for someone to peek and get the refrag, but it's not gonna be successful thanks to the smokes. So the advantage when it comes to healthy players is still on the Sinners side.
Zyphon with his M4A4 ready to deny some of the action on the top part of the map. Currently now down in the vent shaft together with Mr. who will find the first kill for Sashi in this round. And now he will play together with Zyphon. Interesting setup for the CT side, but cleared from Sinners. Stressor and Beastic will find their kills. And well, now the fate of Sabi and Becky is in Sinners' hands. We're slowly approaching towards the B-bomb side. The 10th round is in the air as Sinners will slowly place the bomb on ground and start the countdown.
Gentle bomb plans, but not taking care of their opponents. That's what has to be said about this round, and Sinners definitely took care of most of their opposition, and Cabby and Becky does not have anything to play for. Definitely going in for the save, and there are some precious guns and equipment in their disposal that they want to take to the next round. 10-7, only 3 rounds remaining for Sinners to take the map of their opponents. That's going to be a given with the bomb exploding in around 13 seconds. There's not going to be a match action to play out in the near time. But yeah, Sashi actually managed to win the pistol round and the conversion, and after that, full buys did not go their way at all. That's a problem for the Danish side. A very big problem.
They are still on the city side. Their chances still aren't at level 0, but well, the situation is getting tight. And only one up, 1 M4. That's all they can look up to. Hard position definitely, but we've seen already some crazy shots by Akor. And of course Becky with 14 HP, but Shock is already in the vent, and Skabi is in Kisrek's back. Really quick action as Becky finds a kill on Shock. Stressarn, he has to find another one to make it more interesting. Well, he is able to do that. Modo on the top part of the map, chasen by Mr. and killed by Mr. as well, but Stressarn is able to kill almost everything as Beastic is left in 1v2.
Yeah, what a situation to be left in. Of course, you can play without a stress because you have the advantage in rounds, but Beastic 1v2. There's not any doors. There's a molly. And I gotta say, there's enough time. There's no kit, but definitely enough time, and that's gonna be a round for Sashi. It was not pretty, but it's done, and that's the most important thing in the business of taking rounds. Last second, that was still remaining for the detonator to actually go off. But Sashi made it. It's 8-10, and the drama may still continue.
Ooh. Well, Stressarn definitely showed his qualities, but Sashi once again were able to get the round with not the best buy they could imagine, but 8-10. That's the scoreline after 18 rounds. Zyphon is looking for an E entry, but no one is escaping through the smoke in this round. Cabby on outside, maybe waiting for someone to sneak through, or maybe to kill someone through the smoke. Ooh,
what a kill.
Nice read by Shock. I didn't even notice that Zyphon was playing that aggressive. But interesting position now is turned to death. And 1 minute left to end of this round, as Sinners are slowly taking control of the outside.
Oof, and definitely taking control now. That's gonna be a give and give with this kill from Stressarn, but Akor has not said last word, but right now he did. He hits the deck. 4v2, and it all falls apart for Sashi, and that's gonna be a disaster. Not even when it comes to the scoreline, of course, it's gonna be 11-8, but look at the money. There's simply not enough bucks to go off of in the next round, given the lost bonus, given the context of where Sashi actually is within this map. And Mr. is gonna have to hold on to this AK for his dear life, because honestly, life of Sashi on this map might depend on it, and Modo was aware that Mr. is gonna peek, and he doesn't allow him to do any damage whatsoever. 11-8. So drama, yes, but a drama that might end pretty soon if Sashi will manage to win the next round.
Another tactical pause that is being used right now. Maybe Hunden with a slight information for his team. Well, still 2 rounds for Sinners. Still plenty of time for Sashi to make a comeback. Definitely not impossible task. for
Yeah, not
Danish side.
impossible, but definitely hard, and that's why the tactical pulse and choose. Of course, you gotta use Hamzat when you have the opportunity, and the opportunity presented itself. Not in a way that Sashi would probably think about in a positive manner, you know, but still, you gotta use him. And Sashi with a buy of desperation that might work out. We're gonna see how this plays out. He's on the outside, standard wall of smoke. We can see here, or actually not. I thought there was a wall of smoke, but there's not. An AVP in the hands of Aker. That's the difference maker, or at least it should be on paper. But the Danish sniper has something to prove, and he has to.
Ooh, not a single smoke bank will find the body.
But look at the damage on Moto.
Only Moto, well, he's still an AWP player, so not a huge problem for him if he will be quick enough on his trigger. This still could result in a potential multi-kill. But no one is on the B-bomb side.
Yeah, that was a hand to be played for sure, but it's not gonna work out for Sashi well, unless they get the first kills here. Moto was playing as a bait, and actually Beastie and Stristarn each get a kill and a free entry to the B side, and Sashi stand before a decision. Now the decision is final for sure, because they have to save the guns. Zyphon might actually be able to pull this one off and take the AK. It depends on the situation, but that's gonna be a 12 for the Sinners. That's for sure. So close to taking the opponent's map. What a way to start today for the Czech side.
Typhoon escaping towards the T side. Or T-spawn, to be precise. And this will be 4 map points for Sinners. What about money situation? Not good, definitely, for Sashi. About around $2,000 on each of the players. Maybe one drop is possible in theory, but this will be a hard mission for Hunden's team to overcome.
Maybe they should take a note from Mission Impossible and contact Tom Cruise on how to actually pull through it in this scenario. 4 rounds without any mistake. That's what's in store for Sashi right now. And that's gonna be a very hard task indeed, given how Sinners play in the full buy. Aker gives a strong argument that at least this round might go in favor of Sashi, but they need to capitalize on this 1 kill. Gibby takes the second, and this looks much brighter for Sashi. And Sinners are losing a lot of members, a lot of HP. There's simply not enough to go by.
Once again, not that good of a buy, but 9th round for Sashi will be on scoreboard as they are making this really interesting, and you've already gave them some advice. Maybe they were quickly able to find contact for the man himself. Well, round 22, and suddenly the buy is equal on both sides. Only Kabi with M4, the rest AVPs or AKs.
When it comes to individual performance on the Sashi side, there's no one that's actually really standing out. Maybe we could say Becky, but Aker definitely has to pull his weight now. There's no way to go around this as an AVPer on Shadow Creek. In this situation, Kabi outside, wall of smoke, of course. Again, it's gonna be a question of timing. If Kabi actually tries to pull his trigger, and he does not. So Sinners, without any damage, managed to get to secret without being seen, but still probably expected. Shock near the trophy room, waiting for some aggressive CT to go his way. That's not gonna happen though, as we can see on the minimap. 5v5 situation still, and the stakes are definitely high. And we can feel it in the air around this power plant. So they're extremely wary of their next steps. Still didn't find anything. But what they did find is map control. 30 seconds and they have to decide what are they gonna pick. And from what we can see on the X-ray, on the position, it's gonna be an A side. Zyphon on the hut. There's an unknown Grada that's actually gonna have to fall through, and he does! 3-4 kills! It's 3v1, and Becky on the B side. It's all on his back, on his shoulders. The responsibility for this retake. Otherwise, Sinners take this map and go to Dust 2 as winners. But what a difficult situation.
Yeah, and he's loud, Modo knows, Shock knows, everyone knows where their opponent is. Becky's still in heaven, he can't go in. Modo is in hat, 2 players in Squeaky, and it will be Stressarn who ends it all. And Sinners are taking their opponent's map pick in a pretty comfort way. Well, there were some troubles, but at the end of the day, the result is positive for the Czech side, 13-9.
Especially given that the CT side from Sinner's side was not especially strong. Still, they managed to win it, of course, but given that they won the pistol and all the other context, they managed to pull through on the T side, and that's sometimes a very hard thing to do, but they made it work. And of course, some standout individual performances, especially in the clutch situations from the likes of Stressor and Moto. And they were able to pull through. And of course, I would say this is definitely a win that was deserved on their side.
Yeah, I was surprised that the T side was that dominant because Sashi took the pistol round, and there I thought that they will be maybe able to close their own map pick. But, well, the history is written in a different way. Sinners will come to the second map with 1 point lead, and they are only 13 points away from qualifying towards the LAN.
Yeah, 13 rounds or maybe 2 maps. We're gonna see how that plays out, but we're gonna take a short break before we open the gates of Dust 2. See you there.
Vítejte v síni slávy Tipsportu, místě zasvěceném největší komunitě sázkařů. Profi, výbava, analytika, plechtiče, který inspiruje.
Co děláš?
Držím palec.
Ukáž?
Držíme palce všem sportovním i sázkařským hrdinům. Tipsport.
I'm in the zone. Give me the throne. One shot, that's all